All right, good people. This your man Chris Thorns. Started this show over again. This gonna be an open panel vote. Let me check my sound. Okay, sounds good. Okay. Uh, you know what? I don't even remember how the fuck we got on this subject, but we got on this subject, and this shit just blew up in my last chat room. You know what I'm saying? So we had people saying, "Hey man, open that panel, man. We tired of typing this shit. This shit getting crazy. My fingers getting tired. I want the voice to be heard. So you want it and you got it." Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. You are witnessing another Chris Thorne show. Again, thanks for everybody who participated in the last one yesterday. I think it was one hell of a show, and I think this one's gonna be a hell of a show too. It is highly unusual for me to do a morning show, so that's why everybody's so surprised to see me live in the morning. So, like I said, y'all, I didn't have to do nothing. I didn't have to go to work, so why not get on here and do a show, ladies and gentlemen? This ain't what I really wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about something else, but we got on this term, nigga, and we're gonna see what's the difference between nigger and nigger. People say it's a difference in it, and we're gonna get some people here and talk about what's the difference in it. And then we're gonna talk about why people get so offensive by using this shit. So let me close out this chat right here. Hold on, I see people still chatting in the other chat. Hold on. Let me pop out this chat right here. All right, Slap. Let me see if I get you up in here, bro. And whoever else want to get in here, y'all just let me know. I'll bring you in. With the invite button. Slapper. Don't lie. There you go. Slap. Boogie. What up, Remix? What up, these nuts? What's going on? Look like the bus start coming in strong again. I sure don't, Sanata. I sure don't, Sanata. Damn. Would you like to be one, Sanata? Who else said they want to come on to this one? Okay, DJ Remix. He said he want to come on. Where's Akeem? Where's Akeem? Is Akeem in the building? Clovis, you said you want to get in on this one. Are you sure you want to get in on this one? Are you sure you want to get in on this one? Hold on, let me send these invites. Hold on. All right, invites have been sent. Oh, she said she want to get in. She said, hell yeah, I want to get in. All right. All right. All right. Let me find you, Clovis.
Oh, chill.
Chill.
I'll be right back.
Chill.
Yep, be right back. 1 second.
All right, bro. Clovis, I'm gonna see if I can send it to your Hangout. Let me send it to your Hangout. Because I don't see your avatar on the one that you're using now. Oh, there you go. Okay, let me find you right here. Let me give you the link. V-Dub, what's going on, brother?
What up, bro?
Hey, appreciate you joining, man. Appreciate you joining. I can't wait to hear this, man. It's gonna be good, bro. DJ Remix, what's going on, brother?
I'm gonna be in and out, right? Because I'm at work and I work with a lot of white folks. So,
Okay, well, come in whenever you can, bro. Come in whenever you can.
yeah.
Okay. Live to Julius. What's going on, family?
What's going on, Chris? Morning
What's going
to you.
on? Hey, morning to you too, man. Like I say, it's highly unusual I do a morning show, man. But like I said, I ain't got
noticed.
I
I noticed. That's why when I popped in, I was just looking through the news and I seen Chris. I was like, holy shit, what the
Holy
fuck?
shit, right?
At first, when I seen you jump on like that and you normally don't do it, I said, oh shit, somebody pissed him off.
Nah, I'm good, bro. You know what? I had a good
Somebody
talk.
definitely pissed me off this fucking morning already.
You know what? I had a good talk with some people. That Remix was one of them the other day, man. And after having that good talk, and somebody gave me some good advice about responding to people who piss me off, man. You know what I'm saying? Just let this shit fly. Cause I always preach this shit, you know what I'm saying? People gonna talk about you when you're doing good, they're gonna talk about you when you're doing bad. So why not live by my own words when I say this? So, fuck it. Whatever people do, they just gonna do, man. Fuck it. Cause responding to them ain't gonna do nothing but hype them up to do it more. You know what I'm saying?
Chip,
So
I gotta tell you, as a listener, I'm seeing a trend. I've seen the same thing with VA. I've seen the same thing with Slap. And now I'm seeing the same thing with you. It seems like the better you do and the more notoriety you get, suddenly crabs come out of the fucking woodwork and they just start fucking with you guys. Exactly. I've seen it you're the third one now. And I just started since last summer. I see it again.
And see, and that's the thing, like I said, again, like I said, I preach it all the time on my shows or preach it to other people. Hey, man, people gonna talk about what you do, they gonna talk about what you're doing bad. This plus with this online thing, you know what I'm saying? Why get upset when somebody fuck with you online? Somebody you probably gonna never meet, you know what I'm saying? Just hyping up shit, you know what I'm saying, to get views and get people to come and watch come watch your shit. And I don't need all that, bro. If you're gonna watch my shit, you're gonna watch it. If you're not, you're not. That's all it is to it, So that's just the point I got to. And when I had that conversation with them, man, that's probably about the realest conversation I'd have had in a while since doing this shit right here, man. And I'm just gonna take the advice, man. Fuck it. Whoever out there throwing salt on me, fuck it, do it.
I think it's a sign you're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, so it's all good. Chloe, how you doing, boo?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing real good.
Okay, Remix on over, I speak to you. How you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm doing excellent, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. My man Huggy want to get in. Oh, this shit finna be good, bro. Some told him just go ahead and do this shit from the Hangouts.
Yeah, I saw that topic, man. I was like, oh shit. Definitely.
Was that Remix? You too good to let it go by, huh?
Yeah, dude. I have this conversation with black people all the time with this difference between the two, and it's like just the illogic and rhetoric that comes.
Exactly.
It's so retarded, man.
Exactly. Well, like I said, I already did. I sent Akeem the link and I sent a Huggy. Y'all got the invite, so y'all come on in, man. Y'all come on in. Oh shit, Young Jay want to get in. Okay, damn. I'm gonna have a full panel already. Let me find my man Young Jay. There you go. I think somebody else saying they want to get in. Eric, are you hitting me up saying you want to get in? Young Jay, you got the invite, bro. You got the invite. Come on in, fam. Come on in. Okay, we got 13 watching now, but I'm pretty much sure as the conversation goes, we're gonna have a whole lot of people coming in on this one. We got 9 likes, y'all. Let's get them likes up now. Show your boys some love. But anyway, okay, Eric said he want to get in too. So damn.
What's up, people?
Oh, shit, Eric. Semper Fi, brother. That's my Marine Corps, brother.
Yeah, I asked them about that yesterday. What they mean? It is a Marine thing.
So shit, you're a Marine too, Chip?
Oh yeah, you're a Marine, Julius.
Rah, 3-3, kill a kilo.
Hey, I thought you were. I knew you were in the service, man. I thought you were Army, bro.
Ain't that a bitch?
Well, shit.
Promoted me to the junior varsity team? What's going on? 3-3, kill a kilo, devil.
Hey, hoorah, brother. I was second Marine Air Wing, Mag 14.
Yeah,
I'm a
Cherry Point, right?
Yeah, Cherry Point. Yep, North Carolina, brother. Yep.
Akeem, what's going on, brother? Salute, man.
Ain't no junior varsity team around this bitch. Y'all got me fucked up.
Oh God.
They know what it is.
Hey, okay. Look, before anything else, man, hey, salute to y'all Marines and y'all Army folks, man. Hey, salute to what y'all doing, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Real talk. That's real talk. Salute to all y'all, man. Julius, DJ
Appreciate that,
Julius,
brother.
all y'all, Akeem and all y'all, bro. You know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all, brother. Real talk.
Appreciate it, Chris. Thank you.
Yeah, Huggy P, you ain't been here in a while, brother, but I know you saw this. You like, oh shit, I gotta get in on this one, man. What's up? I'm surprised you up. They say they surprised I'm up. I'm surprised you up. What's going on, Huggy? Okay, he's on mute right now. Okay, he'll say something eventually, I guess. Like I said, y'all, this is what really I wasn't talking about. I don't remember how we got on the subject, but we got on the subject. But this is going to be a good subject. You know what I'm saying? What a way to start off a morning. And you know, like they say, they always say it's been a difference in between these two words. Nigga is supposed to be the sugar version. Nigger is supposed to be the fucked up version. Now, my one of the things I always have said is when you use these two words, we in this category now that it is never okay for somebody white to use this word, but it's okay for us to say this shit 24/7. So why do we get offended when if I may use the term, y'all call them crackers, pink devils, and all this shit? They get to use the word where we want to lose our fucking mind. But we say this word to each other in between every word, every sentence, every day, every hour, every minute, every millisecond, and everything. And it's supposed to be a-okay. But the only difference with us blacks is we don't say the grr part. We just say nigga. Nigga. And so we had some people in the chat room saying there's a different in definitions. So that's what we're doing right now. And I appreciate everybody on the panel. I appreciate everybody in the chat room. But without further ado, let's get this shit crack-a-lacking. So Akeem, I think you the one started everything, bro. So man, I'm gonna start with you, man. What's the difference in your opinion, man? Then I'm gonna pass over the slack. Y'all two was the main one going.
What's the difference in the word?
Yes.
Nothing.
Okay.
No matter how you look at the word, you're always gonna revert back to the root word, which is nigger.
Nigger, okay. Okay.
Now, whoever was in the chat that said nigga with GA on the end is Spanish derived, I'll accept that answer only if it was originated through the Spanish language. In America, originated as in nigger being offensive and blacks taking it and trying to morph the word into something good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And until you kill nigga and nigger, it's gonna be the same thing.
Okay.
Also, it's gonna be the same thing as long as we live in this Americanized culture. In order to get rid of that word, you have to get rid of, like, you can't live here in the same place and then say, oh, you can't say that when it was derived from here. That meaning came from here.
Okay. Can let me ask you this, bro? You know what I'm saying? It is supposed to be a slave term. And, you know, many people get upset when you talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Why the hell do we use it towards each other? In your opinion?
It's in my opinion, it's I feel like blacks in general just have this weird retardedness about them. And I'm not gonna say all, but you know what I mean though.
Yeah.
Where it is perfectly fine to say the word.
Okay.
Each other.
Okay.
I don't really get the logic in it. I feel like if you're gonna get offended by somebody else, at least have decency for yourself, not use your damn self, because you got to be able to set the example.
Hey, real talk. I like that, brother. Slap, you know I gotta pass you, bro, because you and him was the one going back and forth, man. You know what I'm saying? Drop that mic again, fam.
All right. You know how sometimes you got that family member, like one family member.
Hey, hold on, Slap. Hey, somebody put it up, man. I'm gonna mute my mic and stuff, man. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, you know how you got that one family member that'll sit there and call you Sugarfoot, and you can't stand that name. I'm just using a hypothetical, but you can't stand that name. But because it's your family, you know, you get that motherfucker a pass. When it comes to nigga and whites and blacks using it, and I'm just speaking off my opinion, it's kind of like looking at your family member that's calling you Sugarfoot. You don't like it, but you accept it because it's family. And let's see, what else can I work with? I can't fire off like I wanted to. I just got one of my dudes just got arrested, so yeah, my energy just kind of went out the window. But
Before you go any further, bro, before you go any further, I can understand where you're going with that concept right there.
Yeah. So, and then when it goes down to the whole nigga shit, nigga and nigger, like I believe they're two different words. I believe one was a word that was I just believe them white motherfuckers couldn't pronounce Negro, so they came up with nigger. But yeah, I think it was something we was hearing. Media pushed it to a certain degree. We liked what we saw as far as the motherfuckers on TV saying nigga this, nigga that. So we used it as a term of endearment and tried to make it something of our own. Just like at one time, bling wasn't a word. Now bling is everywhere. It's a universal word. Whites and blacks use it. But, you know, we heard something. We was like, you know what? We're creators. So let's put our own twist on it and take it away from these motherfuckers trying to call us niggers and use it as a term, you know, that we call our peoples. I was going to say a term of endearment and embracement, but no, I don't feel like it's really embracing. But it's just one of those, like, I know I'm not giving the best fucking definition, but when I say my niggas, those are my homies. Those are my dudes. When I say that nigga there, that means that bitch over there. When I be like, this nigga, that could be a fucking television, you know, that just showed me the wrong commercial. So it's just like we did take a word into something that these motherfuckers never expected based off of what they tried to make it. So the ER and the A is two different things to me because we invented the fucking remix to a word. It made it something where they couldn't just be sitting there like, oh, look at this nigga over there. And, you know, some of us look and be like, it means nothing because they're expecting us to act at one time. They said it was ignorant in the dictionary, but they expect us to act like some ignorant ass animals when they hear the word nigga. They never expected anybody to sit there and be like, you know, well, let me take our word back since they couldn't pronounce it right in the first place and use it for my, you know, for my people. Nobody thought of that. So.
Okay.
Like I said,
let me counter that.
Yeah, feel free. Like I know I'm not giving the best argument. Like I said, I just got some bad news. But shit.
Brother.
I'm hanging, nigga. I'm hanging.
Hope he's all right.
It's all good. I'll give you that standpoint off of the word nigger. But what about nigga? What if a white person was using it as in my homie? Why do we still get offended?
Because it goes kind of into that family member shit. You don't want that family member. You'll allow your family member to call you Sugarfoot, but you ain't gonna allow anybody outside your family to call you Sugarfoot because you get offended by it.
But isn't
so
that...
like all in all, I'm not saying go out there and punch every white person that says nigga. I feel like you should ask them respectably. Let them know how you feel about it. Yo, you know, that's a word I use with my peoples. I don't feel comfortable with you using around me. And if they choose to use it after then they're clearly disrespecting you. You handle that how you handle that. Outside of that, though, it's not something to get all rah-rah about.
Can I ask you a question? What so we're telling white people that they can't do something solely because of their skin color, but don't we see it as wrong when white people tell us we can't do something solely because of our skin color?
Correct.
It's hindsight.
It's hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy though. Telling, you know, we bitching and complaining at telling somebody that they can't do something, limiting especially their freedom of speech, be due to their skin color is wrong when it's done to us, but we feel like we can do it to other people.
That's exactly how I look at it, because there should be no reason that we can bitch, moan, and gripe about a job not hiring us because we're black or because of the way we look, the demeanor that we give off because we're African Americans, and then be like, oh, but you can't get nigga. You can't have your cake and then eat it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to speak on this also. First of all, I want to say to my devil dog, Simplified Speedy Core. All right, now as far as what Slapadonna said, I can respect that, I can understand that, okay, because that's the tradition, that's the habit. The problem that I have with it is this, okay? No matter what spin you put on that word, the root word is nigger. It was derogatory then, it's derogatory now. I can't see putting a spin on the word and using a word that I can barely stand to use, not because I'm PC, but because I don't see, me myself, I don't, speaking subjectively, I don't see any term of endearment in that word. I just don't. When I look back to the root of that word, where it comes from,
That's right.
and we trying to put a positive spin on it. Okay, I understand where Sapadon is coming from because I've heard this a long time. I remember one time my father told me, he said, Eric, you my son, Eric, you my nigga. Okay, now I didn't like that. Okay, but that's from my pops, so I accepted that. It's like Sapadon was saying, but it doesn't mean that I like it, and it doesn't mean that I'm going to use that term because the way I look at it is that I would never turn around and tell my father, "Hey, you my nigga." It ain't happening. Okay, I'm done.
Well put.
Hey, sorry about that, y'all. Damn, what I missed? Who I missed talking?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Damn.
I understand where people's at with that, and like no bullshit. It didn't start with nigga. Like damn, I wish I was on my shit right now. But it was a whole different word before it got like nigger or some shit like that. It was nigger before it was nigger. It was like NGR before it was that. So at the end of the day, people were stopping at nigger and like, oh yeah, we're not using it, but it derived from something completely different all in all to begin with. Like I said, it went from nigger to nigger. And then people are saying, that we're taking their word and trying to put our own spin on it. We're trying to spin our shit back to where it was.
But I look at it this way, though. If you think about it, okay, all right, let's take it back. Let's take it back to the motherland before we came to that land in the West, the U.S., okay? Did people call each other by that?
No.
Nectar, gods. It was that's what I said. I wish I had all my shit. I wish I would have had a fucking refresher course in my head. Like I would have way better information. The whole fucking dude
right?
getting bagged.
Negus, which means king, right? Am I right about that? I think it was Negus. It's supposed to be an African term for king.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get my fucking information right. Yeah, we went from kings to gods to fucking to niggers. You know what I'm saying? When the spelling of it is where they got nigger from. That's what I say. It went from, it was like NGR, if I'm not mistaken. Then it went to netger as how they would call it. And it meant like black god and something else. If I'm like, I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. If y'all got the information, feel free to correct me.
No,
but
you're
it went from that to when, they rounded us up and they couldn't pronounce the words right because of their accents or their dialect, whatever. And they came up with nigger.
No.
Nigger and negro.
Now let me ask you a question. Off of what you said, is now sure that it's the fact that they couldn't pronounce it right? Did they even know that that's what they call us?
I have no clue.
See, like I feel people when they say that, but then I also got a question on the side. What if they didn't even know that's what we were called?
Like, who is the they that you're talking about? The they is the black people or the they is the white people?
The white people. Like, because I have to question if they even knew what we were called, because I'm pretty sure we didn't speak the same language.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they knew what we were called. They didn't know it from our language. So it's like Asian coming and teaching us, their language.
But like when you
they'll have their words for same meaning, but
when you look at it historically and how it out and how they came to come over there, meet them and get taken in by the blacks, which is what led them to be turned into slaves. If you speak the same language, how would they know what we are?
If you don't speak the same language, you get interpreters. They had interpreters back then.
Yeah, they were the Moors.
Yeah, Mansa Musa, he had an interpreter when he wanted to sell gold dust.
Okay.
That way nobody had a bad business deal. Each side would bring an interpreter to the table.
Okay, I'll take that answer. If you had an interpreter, how could you not pronounce a word?
Same reason that foreigners can't pronounce the words here in America now.
Not if you have an interpreter. If you have an interpreter to tell you exactly what the word is,
I can interpret any word out of the dictionary to you and tell you what it is, but if you don't know the word, then it's not going to hold much value to you.
You just
But
you're just taking that word for it.
But if you tell me what the word and I can physically say the word the exact same way you said it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I could tell a Mexican an American word. I could tell him the definition. I could tell him how to pronounce it down to tofu. And if he doesn't know the language of the land, he's not going to be able to say tofu. It's going to take lots and lots of practice.
I would agree
So
generally.
even with an interpreter, you're not going to get 100% accurate information.
But
I
that
would-
was that. But go ahead, man, brother, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. I'll cut you off.
No, I was gonna say, I want to agree with that, but I can't picture you telling me how to say something and me not saying it the exact way you told me how to say it.
All right. Well, when you get a chance, try to get Rosetta Stone and try to do some of the lessons and see them tell you the word and try to voice match the word and see how hard it is. I did this shit with Mandarin.
I have Rosetta Stone. That's how I learned Spanish.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. They tell you the word, then you have to repeat the word. So you're saying that you was 100% accurate on repeating the words that they told you?
Yes. If when you tell me the word, if you say it exactly to me, I can repeat it to you. But if I have to,
so you're 100 for 100 on Rosetta Stone as far as them repeating the words to you and telling you to send and having you read it back.
Yeah, that's impossible.
no, it's not. It is not. It is not impossible.
Not after you try it the first time. You have to at least take practice at least more than once or twice or three, maybe four times.
No, you actually don't. If you have to read a word.
You know what? I would like to see you get a new Rosetta Stone account with something that is not Spanish. You could choose Russian, Mandarin, fucking anything other than the language you know, and do your test and record it. And I want to see you repeat. Yeah, I want to see you do that. I'm not saying it's impossible. I want to be able to prove that shit though, because you're saying it.
No, I'm just like I'm saying it in the aspect of do you honestly believe if I said a word to you, you couldn't repeat exactly what I said the same way I said it?
If I wasn't of the same language, nationality, or from your land, no, I wouldn't be able to. It happens here in America all the time. Go to New York, talk to the people, talk to the tourists in New York that aren't from America, and just say hi. How are you doing? And try to get them to say it back to you.
I'll give you that when you said the same language and nationality. Okay, I'll give you that. I thought you meant like in general, like you all spoke the same shit, but I give you.
Oh no,
no. It's kind of the equivalent of when you talk to some of the white people out here. Depending on the way you're talking, if you're talking like you would talk to your friends in the hood, they have no clue what you're saying if they haven't been around that area. Yeah, what's good? What's poppin', my G? And they'll look at you like, because they don't know what that means. They don't know you just said hi, how you doing?
So it's in the weeds.
All right. I can't even argue with that. Right.
Y'all do me a favor.
Good.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Huggy.
Go ahead. Go, Chris. No, you go, Chris.
Nah, I was just gonna say y'all let Clover say something. She said she want to say something, but you got something to say.
Let Clover say something.
Yeah, because
I got white skin color. She can't say nothing.
I know.
I know it's Clover, so go ahead.
I'm the only white. I'm the only white up here on the board, so be nice to me. But this is where I got. This is what I gotta say, and this is straight up. If you guys look back, look in the Bible, and in the Bible there is the word N-E-G-A-R. Okay, white men when they got slaves over here, they were dumbfounded little hillbillies, and they started using the word. And I'm not going to say it, but it's N-E-G-A-R. And in the Bible, if you look at the definition for that word, it's the fattest part of the pig. Okay. So they decided back in the slave days, they're going to call the blacks that. Okay. And I'm telling you right now, it's a derogatory word for me. I don't like the word. Matter of fact, I deleted some messages in my chat last night because somebody wanted to use the word. And not only that, when I was teaching basketball, I was coaching basketball to junior high kids. They were all black except two of them. One was Hispanic and one was Indian. That was my son. And I'm going to tell you something. They use the word all the time, but they used it with the A at the end, not the R. Okay. And it was bothering me. And I said, why you use that word, Roosevelt? And he said, what do you mean? And then we got in a discussion. And I said, it's okay for you guys to run around saying this word like that, but it ain't okay for a white person to do it. Why is that? He said, because we own the word. It was used on us so much. We own it now. And he said more or less what Slappa said. I said, okay, but it still bothers me to hear it. So why don't we do us a deal here? If I hear you say it one more time, you're going to run laps and you're never going to play basketball. You're never going to play my basketball. And they, you know what they told me? They said, okay, coach, okay, we won't say the word if you don't smoke cigarettes. I said, okay, that's a deal. Do you know I took them to the championship? Them boys were wandering around calling each other ninja. And they like, coach, it just don't sound right. It don't sound right, coach.
That's what
But
I
another thing,
do on my show.
well, another thing I got a problem with is, why is it okay? And I've seen it on the internet and I've seen it out there in the streets. When a white woman goes into a black community and she has a baby, okay, by a black man, and white women get all comfortable with the black community, and it's going to burn the shit out of some white bitches. Why is it okay for you white bitches out there to use that word? When you be talking like that,
Because
and
their man's not telling them not.
Exactly.
Well,
exactly. That's what I said earlier if I came over here. And I think Snuggles said something about that. He made the comment, so is it okay for white people to use the nigger word? What we're saying? No.
Can I say,
Here's the difference. Hold on. Here's the difference with that. Here's the difference with that.
Jump in after you, Chris.
A majority of us as blacks, we would say that they don't have the right to use that word. But a lot of us, if we are cool with a lot of you white people, we will let y'all slide with the word. And just like Slack finna say, because we don't check them on it when they say it. If we ain't gonna check them on it, then they gonna think it's okay to use that word.
Why don't you check them on it, Chris?
Because
why
we
don't
don't
you
check
guys
them on it because we be comfortable with some of them. Some of them
Exactly.
they know our whole
That's what I'm saying.
half
Exactly.
our lives. They've been through the same struggles and bullshit as us. But at the end of the day, it's still based on respect. So just because I let somebody say nigga around me, whether they're white, Puerto Rican, Asian, whatever, if they say it around me, that don't mean they could say it around you.
Is that? Thank you. I was just gonna say that.
Around
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
they say it around you, and your face so much as twitches. I look back at them and let them know where what they're around.
Right. Right.
At the end of the day, we follow. We under the same fucking guidelines because we the same color, no matter how we look at it. So because they're offended, don't use that word in front of my.
Coming from
Like
a white
Alex,
female's point of view, it's wrong. It's wrong all
no, it is wrong. It is wrong. I'm not going to sit there and say it's right at all. But at the end of the day, what I was going to say, Alex was the prime example. I told Alex clear as day, I don't give a fuck what you say when I'm not around you. But when you're in front of my audience, you're on my panel, don't be on that nigga shit.
Thank you. Exactly. Me too.
She chose to disrespect my audience. That's why I jumped on it last time. She disrespected a majority black audience with that nigga shit when they clearly told her we don't like you using that shit here.
See, I got a different outlook on it.
Go there, King. Go ahead, bro.
I don't check white people about it because I don't feel the need. Well, no. Let me correct myself. I'm not a hypocrite. I look at it like, if I can use the word, why can't you use the word? If I don't have enough respect to tell myself not to use the word, then I shouldn't be opening my mouth to tell somebody else not to use it. And I use it on an everyday basis. So I use
exactly. That's what I'm saying. How does it? Hold on. Let me ask a question real quick. How does all of a sudden change into something negative just because a person's skin color is white? That's what I don't understand.
Thank you, Remix. Thank you. That's what I said before I came over here.
That's why I say I do it based on the respected word. Like, if you don't want me around you saying cooter all day, then I got to respect your ears and not sit there saying cooter.
Right.
Cooter offends you.
And that's saying,
so that's the same with nigga. That's why I respect what Clovis did. She got her little ones to start saying ninja, and she stopped smoking cigarettes, took them to the finals. That was a respect thing.
That's what I say with Chloe.
They had enough respect to listen to her, so they came to a fucking neutral ground. It's a word that offends me. Okay, cool. Your smoking offends us. Cool. Let's come to mutual grounds and let's eliminate it.
Exactly. See, that's the same thing with Chloe. Like, Chloe may be fine with me calling her a cracker or a pink devil or a white devil, something like that. But then, Chloe, you might not be fine.
This is my second time hearing it. What is a pink devil? What is that?
Slang, another white term. Another white racist slang term.
Can I tell you guys something? We white people are not upset about being called crackers because you're going to call us some
Y'all don't. Y'all don't get
upset.
Y'all don't get upset because y'all heard it all. Yeah.
We don't care about being called cracker. It's a food. Get more real. I mean, think of a better word than a piece of food.
Calling a white person cracker is like calling a fucking muscular person muscular.
Thank
You just
you.
gave the power. The cracker was the man with the whip. Like, no bullshit, though. The cracker was the man with the whip. So that's where they got the term from. That was one of the first words that they learned, cracker. Because the mother.
Okay, you guys go
Well,
on.
see, this is
okay.
what I'm talking about. Like we're trying to. I like these conversations, but
Yeah, I wasn't trying to make a joke there. Like, I'm
no,
sure
no.
if you.
I know you, Slap.
I like this
I
conversation
know
too.
you're
I'm
sharp.
loving this conversation. I'm loving it.
I know you're sharp, and everybody here is. But here's the thing: historical context is important. What Slap just said about where that word comes from, it came from the cracking of a whip. The
Right.
reason why, when you mention certain racial epithets to other races, a lot of other races, that they don't get that perturbed about it, is because no one's exactly had a boot on their neck the way Morenos have, the way Latinos have, even the way first generation Italians and Irish did in this city, at least. So there's a reason why in Chicago, New York, Philly, and Boston, in the early part of the last century, there was only really three main people called niggers, and it was all derived from original, black people being called niggers. But then when the Irish came, they were called potato-eating niggers. Go to Chicago and do your history. You'll learn about this. When the Italians came, I used to hear it as a kid, even with the kids on my block. Oh, Guinea niggas, rock niggas, this, that, and the. So, there's a reason why these things happen.
Yeah,
Now, there
same
was
with the Arabs. Oh, sorry to cut you off, but they
No,
did
no,
that
no,
with
you're
the
right.
Arabs. My
With
fault.
the
They called them
sand
sand niggas.
So the thing is, for those of us ethnically where you've been oppressed, unlike the Jews, unlike even Latinos, unlike any other black people in this country, almost everything was done to marginalize them and to keep them almost as animals. In the middle part of the last century, the 60s or maybe the 50s, I don't know. It was within that period from 55 to 79. There was a Supreme Court justice. It had to be before 79. The Brown v. Board of Education shit. Supreme Court justice said, he quoted in his statement that he made, his concurring opinion. He said, essentially, I'm paraphrasing. He said, what's been done to the African Americans in this country via education is unlikely to ever be undone. It was so complete and total. This is why today, when you see a American black man, I'm not talking Haitian, Jamaican, none of this shit, just straight up and down from here. When you see an American black male and he doesn't resemble Flavor Flav or the Yang Yang Twins, you look at him as odd. And the people who look at him as odd first are his own. Black people, Spanish people, Italian people, they look at him as odd. But the people who really treat him like a nigger are when he moves into the upper echelon of white America. Then he finds out that he's an Oreo, or he's treated like that. Whether he's an Uncle Tom or not, this is how he's treated. Simply because maybe he could do simple shit like read. Maybe he could do simple shit like hold a conversation. Suddenly he's odd. Now that Supreme Court justice who's in the ground, he said almost 40 years ago that I'm telling you, because of what's been done with education, and this is why we're ruling in this, it's unlikely to be undone. It's so complete and so total. So people today who they look at this word, first of all, I agree with, I think it was the soldier who said, I don't see any difference between an ER and an A at the, I see no difference. There is no difference. None. It's just like Eric said, it goes back to the root word of nigger. I put it in the chat while I was listening to you guys, the historical context of where the shit comes from.
But
the main people who have a problem with this shit are what they used to call in the 50s uppity Negroes, uppity Latinos, uppity Italians. They're the ones with the real problem. And the other ones who are bitching the most about it are the private gray coats, the ones who really they get off. No. Hey, look, I'm being honest.
I know. I'm
being honest. And I'll tell you another thing. Not to sound like a fucking hypocrite, I'll tell you another thing, though. Here in Queens, in this city, period, I know a lot of people. Like, you guys have been in my, I've showed you the Hall of Eyes, the pictures in my grandmother's house of how a bag of Skittles this family is. I know a lot of people grew up with them, that they use the word constantly. I hear it all the time. I realize that the majority of the country is not like the Northeast. The majority of the country is much more like Alabama. It's usually strictly black or white, and everybody who's Spanish is somehow Mexican. I understand this. I understand this. So for the majority of the country, this is an issue. But here, we already understand how this shit works. It's really divided on class, not race. Because the lower down the pecking order you go, the more likely you run into people who say shit like, you know, nigga this, wop that, spick that. This is where you run into that shit.
Whoa. What the hell is this?
That's Huggy. Huggy, what are you doing, bro?
Oh.
I'm just saying, like not to even make a joke about it, but that is me as a middle-aged man. That's me giving you my honest opinion. There is no difference between the word. It is a bad word. Yes, we still kind of use it, but the hope is with the new generation coming up, they're kind of moving out of that phase. They're kind of moving out of that shit. And you have to think what was going on in the 60s, 50s, 70s, whenever, when this shit really took hold. How could you at one time say black and proud, Spanish and proud, Italian and proud, and yet you're holding on to the racial epithets? I'll tell you why. Because no matter what they were doing, they were still marginalized in their own country. Period. That was the way it was. And just to try to stand up, they actually did the foolish thing of taking on the poison that was given to them and saying, hey, this is ours. This is how we got my generation, the thug culture, the 80s and all that shit. And there's nothing, I'm not shitting on anybody or cooning any type of shit like this. I'm just saying I understand historically where it comes from. When you step on a person's neck and you keep them with their face on the fucking ground, eventually, if they're still living generations later, they will begin to find dust and dirt on the ground and say, hey, this is ours. This is me. We live in the gutter. This is what it is, son. And that's what happened. Now, this is why within our communities, whenever you're on the come up, and let's be clear, I'm not talking millions of dollars in playing ball or even hustling in the streets. Whenever you got somebody who's going to school or doing the right thing or they join the service or whatever the case is, it's frowned upon within your own communities first. And if you make it out, when you make it out and you get around the so-called others, the so-called nice white people, you find out real quick how much of a nigga they see you as. And yet when the Yin Yang Twins or ODB or Flavor Flav comes through, they got the nicest things in the world to say. That's why I said in your chat, Chris, they love niggas, they love spicks, they love wops. They hate blacks, they hate Latinos, they hate Italians for real. Real talk.
Hey, look at Julius, man, dude. I love you get on topics like this, bro. Like I said, you can go a little while, man. But the reason I let you talk, man, because the shit you say, I feel you. I don't want you to take disrespect when I laugh at some stuff you say, man. We just like the words that you use, that great code and that character. That shit is funny to me, bro.
I didn't know how to take it, bro. Like, cause my whole life, like, whenever I leave, like, I grew up here in the city, but in my adult life, I was floating around, and every time you leave the Northeast and you crack your mouth open, people look at me and treat me like I'm stupid. That's why I always think people think that I'm being retarded. I'm like, no,
bro. I be laughing because I like the words that you use with that great coach and characters.
It's the truth. Call a spade a spade. He is.
Spending myself all good. You just had to come and be all logical and shit. I want to use nigga, so I'm gonna use nigga.
Okay.
Hey, Slap, you see me on cam. You see these gray hairs, man.
Hold on. Wait.
I don't know if you saw me when you said, but you didn't say coon. You used Uncle Tom. You used the right fucking word. And I sat here and I was like, word. As much as I be on my show, everybody comes through coon. It was like everybody was a fucking coon if they had melanated skin back then. It wasn't fucking one single.
Años, Papa. Años.
All of us.
You called it 36 years, Papa.
Somebody finally used Uncle Tom in the right context to say what they really meant.
Well, actually,
almost 40 years old, Papa.
If you read the book,
you did a full salute on that one.
Okay, hold on, wait, chill out, now, goddamn. I love the passion.
Global has something to say.
Yeah, he called. What you call me? Lived in Nostradamus. All right, calm down. I like the passion. Calm down.
No, that's your name, Chris. I called you Nostradamus.
That's what I'm saying. I haven't heard my man Young Jay say anything. Has he had a chance to talk? Young Jay.
I don't hear him at all.
I don't hear him either.
I think he's muted himself. He might be busy.
Okay, Noble,
really
appreciate you, brother. Yeah, you said you want to get in on this, man. So appreciate you again, my guy.
Yo, can you hear me?
Holy shit, I'm sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm at work, so I can't. I mean, I got the headset on, so it's all good.
Okay, you want to say something or you want to wait?
I'll wait. Go ahead.
Okay, Noble, like I said, it's always a pleasure to have you on, bro. You say you want to get in, so man, throw your 2 cents in, brother. Take it on.
Likewise, thank you for having me on, man.
Hey, no problem, bro. No problem.
I think everything the dude earlier said, I don't know his name because I just came in here.
Julius.
Okay, Julius. The things that Julius said, and I've been saying for a long time, everything he said was correct. There's no difference between nigga and nigger. And you would know that if, and I'm not talking down to anyone in here because, you know, you came up with the topic.
Yeah.
But the people who
don't hold back. Don't hold back. That's what we're here for. Don't hold back.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that because I don't want to shit on you. I'm saying that just because you know the difference.
Okay.
But you thought it would be a good topic.
No, you good, bro. Go ahead.
But anyway, there is no difference between nigga and nigger because nigga was derived directly from nigger. Black people can say whatever the fuck they want about nigga being close to being related to negus, but that's not the context that black people use nigga in. In fact, black people will use nigga to address anything. Black people will use nigga to address a faucet that isn't working.
It's the way we say mira. We use it for everything.
Right. Black people use the term nigga to address each other typically in a derogatory way. Occasionally you'll hear that's my nigga. But most of the time, whenever you hear nigga used, it's like, look at those niggas over there. They're doing something that makes them look stupid.
Or that nigga a hoe. That's a hoe ass bitch ass.
Right. So Noble, let me ask you this. I asked Hakeem this, and I want everybody to answer this if y'all have it. The question I asked Hakeem, you know, is this supposed to be a slave term, which it is a slave term, the word nigger. It's a slave term. Well, if nigga and nigga are the same as one, I'm just gonna go on a limb and say both on the same thing. It's a slave term. We use it towards each other. You know what I'm saying? Why are we so quick to get offended if the white people say this word and it's supposed to be so offensive, but we say this shit to each other 24/7 between every word, every sentence, and everything? In your opinion, why do we get upset about that, man? When they say it, but we don't get upset when we use it towards each other. I want everybody to answer that if y'all have it.
Well, the black race in general is a race of double standards worldwide. If you look at Africans, right now, they're starving and they still treat each other like shit, but they expect people from the United States and other places, other often European places, to come in and help them out.
The great Satan.
In America, 90% of black homicides are committed by black people, but Black Lives Matter wants to tell you that you can't kill them if you're a cop on duty. Even if what they're doing is something that's violent.
Right. Okay.
So I think what happens is, and I agree with the champ what he just said, but I think what happens is good messages get hijacked by imposters. And what happens is, I'm in a city, and this city here, all the way up the line, Boston, Philly, the whole fucking shit, all of Jersey, the cops are notoriously scumbags, and they don't care about race. They kill anybody. But what happens a lot of times is if you look at a few groups of people, and speaking in my own neighborhood, in my own city, like if you look at, well, every time we see black people, they're doing this. Every time we see Italians, they're doing this. Every time we see the Puerto Ricans, they're doing this. Dominicans, same shit. What happens is, if you blanket everybody and say they're all up to no good and they're all scumbags, then you treat everybody who looks like that like a scumbag. And this is what leads to people being shot and killed, and then you find out they weren't doing shit, or the camera shows they weren't doing anything. And people get incensed. And then the pushback is, wait a minute, now fuck that. You're saying that you can't kill them, this, that, and the other. What about these motherfuckers over here that are doing this, that, and the third? Look, at the end of the day, if you look at it from a legalistic point of view, in our country, in this country, the way it used to be, God knows what's going to happen now, but the way it was is the life of an innocent man or woman was more important than the life of a guilty one. Meaning what? Meaning when the law was set up, they said it's best to possibly let a guilty party, as long as it ain't too egregious, to let them slide rather than penalize someone who's completely innocent. That makes sense to a reasonable person. So you have to ask yourself, why do people get so upset when you apply that to people of color? But they do get upset. They say, fuck them all. They're all thugs. They're all mafia. They're all this. They're all that. That's what they say, don't they? And then they get us to champion that point of view. And that's fucked up.
Okay.
I agree with that. And I'd like
me,
to, oh, go ahead, man.
Hold that thought. No, Remix, you want to piggyback or something? I want to give you a chance to say something. I want to get Eric a chance to say something too, and I'll let Noble go back. Remix, you still with us? Okay, he must be busy too. What about you, Eric? You want to piggyback on it, Eric?
I'm gonna look at it this way though. I'm gonna look at it as art imitating life. Blaxploitation movies in the 70s. What was the image? What was the image of black people in general?
Pimp.
Yeah, pimp.
Yeah.
Push a man. Push a man.
I mean males and females. Okay. And you know what? Who went to go see those movies? We did. Black folks went to go see those movies. And then what did they do? They started using the vernacular that they heard in those movies. Okay? And that shit spread.
Like
and it gave us an image. Yeah, and it gave us an image. And the problem is that the poison of that image, it spread into just about everything we do and we did and do in general. I mean, if you look at what hip hop and rap is today, what they do, they faking it, but the thing about it is they're championing it.
Yes.
And then you got young kids, you got little kids, 5, 6, 7 years old that I heard, I heard this before, and I tend to believe it, that you got 6 or 7-year-old kids, okay, who can rap every lyric.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jay-Z or whoever, okay? They can do that. But ask them something about Dr. Seuss. Ask them something about Dr. Seuss. Ask them something about a nursery rhyme. Okay?
Eric,
ask them when they
motherfuckers.
If they even heard one for their parents.
There you go.
Eric, man, let me jump in for a minute there, bro, because you hit that shit right on the motherfucking coffin, man. Salute to you, fam. Give you some dap on that, man. Real talk. Get some dap on that.
Cool.
It's sad, and that's sad, bro. That's sad that you look at these 6 and 7 years old, even 5 years old, that's being taught to use words in a rap lyric, bitch, pussy, fuck. Even looking at a rap video where they holding their little dicks and doing this shit.
They're all hashtag, all of them.
Yeah. But ask them anything about school. It's like they don't know shit. Everybody should know Cat in the Hat and Dr. Seuss. Every motherfucker should know that.
Stupid motherfuckers can't read C-Spot Run.
And right, but see, it's the parents, dude, when it comes to that. And I'm sorry to say, man, I can't look at both sides of the coin with that. It's the parents that allow this to happen. Think of how many videos I've seen on social media where women would sit up there, let them kids cuss and say this foul shit, and they think it's funny. It's funny to them. That shit is funny to them. There is nothing funny about teaching your child how to cuss and he don't know nothing about his lesson. It ain't nothing funny about that, man. I dropped the mic on that. I'm glad you said that, bro. Pete, salute to you. That is a fact. Salute to you, fam.
One more thing. I'm gonna be brief. One more thing also is that I saw on social media. I saw it on the YouTube video clip or whatever. Little boy was listening. I don't know who. I don't remember the rapper he was listening to. But he was listening to a rap tune, okay. And he was dancing. He was doing his little thing. He was doing his little jig. Okay, you get me?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
He was doing his little jig. Okay. And then I don't know if the guy was his father or his older brother. It may have been his father. Said, "Yeah, go ahead and do the nasty dance now." You know what I'm saying? And he broke it down and started doing his little version of the nasty dance. This boy is what? This boy is like 4, 5 years old, man.
He's ruined.
You
He's
understand what I'm
finished.
saying?
He's finished.
And
He
when he
might
grows
recover
up,
in his teenage years, maybe.
yeah, and when he grows, and think about it is that when he goes to school, okay, when he goes from kindergarten, when he goes into first grade, for example, okay, if you think about it, if his father or even his older brother, okay, 2 males. Now I'm not talking about women. Now I'm talking about males. Now either one of them, the father or the elder brother, is encouraging him 5 years of age. Okay, when he goes from the first grade and he hears some music, who's to say that he's not going to turn around? He's not going to turn around and grab some little girl randomly, okay, and start doing a nasty dance with her. It's okay.
And see, the thing is, yeah, he ain't gonna know no better because what he been taught that it's cool to do that. He ain't gonna know no better, you know. And then plus, like I said, and I'm not gonna blame all this on the mothers. You got some no good ass fathers that sit up there think this shit is cool too. You know what I'm saying? Get drunk, getting high, smoking crack and shit from their children. You know what I'm saying? They don't know no better, you know, because they think it is cool because they learning from us. That's why I say, and I'm gonna forever say, and I'm gonna forever agree with Tommy on this. We, the older generation this time, man, we are failing these young kids. We failing them
already.
With that too, we fed them already. And that's why I say, you know, it used to be a time where they say it takes a village to raise a child. And I asked the question on one of my last shows, is it too late to rebuild that village? Some people say yes. Some say it's never too late. But who knows though? But how we know if we don't come back together and try?
The only way to rebuild the village, is to isolate yourself from the particular type of people you're talking about and build with the people that actually can.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if y'all noticed, but blacks and then niggas follow trends. Niggas follow trends. So if you isolate them and make them feel like the outcast, they're gonna want to change, or they're gonna stay where they want, or they're gonna stay where they want to be a savage and kill each other.
That's true.
Like,
I mean,
if you look at the case in Chicago, that small minute area where it is nonstop fucking violence, it ain't good wholesome people there.
No.
They get the fuck on.
No.
Yeah.
And that's something that perhaps with all of this flag sucking that this country does with the God bless the troops and all this, and I know it's bullshit because all you got to do is disagree with one of them 1 or 2 times and it's fuck you. But here's the thing. They can learn a thing or two about our militant lifestyle. There's a reason why all your recruit depots, even if you're in the fucking Coast Guard, there's a reason why they're always in the stick somewhere in a way. We isolate you from these nasty fucks and we rebuild you. And when you get to the fleet or, you know, wherever you are, what happens is there's a term called shitbag. And it's universal throughout the military. And you know who the shitbags are, you know who the dives are, and they're isolated in and of themselves. No one even has to force them to be isolated. No one wants to be a shitbag. You see, civilians don't do this. Civilians make excuses for shitbags, and the way they make excuses is they find everything fucking funny. Everything's cute. Everything's a joke. Everything's whatever, son, this, that, and the other. And before you know it, you have this predicament we have here. So I think what he just said about isolation is critical. But they ain't going to want to do that. Because even with, if you even look at women, there's, you know, there's women here who can speak to it. But even if you look at women, and most of us are men here, we know, regardless of your socioeconomic strata, your race, or anything, we know, we have grown up and know if you're north of 25. The good girl, why is it that bitch always wants to be like the birds? She respects the buzzards more than anything. She wants to be just like those fucking whores. Always. This is how civilians are in general, because civilians are, you know, they move very effeminately. This is how they are. Whatever is popping, whatever is loud and obnoxious and crazy, they adopt it. So now we will make excuses for the Flavor Flavs and the assholes, as RC says, the fuckery. We'll make excuses for that. But then when you look on the other side, suddenly everybody's a coon, a sellout, or this or that. It's ridiculous, man.
Exactly. Noble, you want to pick a bet, brother?
Yeah, there was something that I wanted to address earlier. about a lot of the demographics that get stereotyped. If you notice, a lot of those people who actually feed into those stereotypes, they don't hang around those groups of people, so they don't have the experience required to accurately judge them.
Okay.
They just listen to what's on the news.
True. Very true.
And then news can be just as programming and anything else, you know what I'm saying? We quick to believe, we quick to believe, we quick to believe. And that's why they call it television programming. I'm going to forever say that, television programming. We're watching that shit and it's programming us that this is this, and it ain't that. We got to come out that mindset as well. We got to come out that mindset as well. So, Slap, you want to pick a bad brother?
I actually have a question for Slap.
Oh,
Shit,
go ahead, King. That's go ahead.
All right, to backtrack. Slap, you remember when you said that we use the word nigga to try to get back to the origin of what it really is?
No, I didn't say. No, I didn't say we use it to try to get back. I was just saying we stop at nigger. To my understanding, it was something before it was nigger.
I remember that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if it was something before nigger and it actually was a good term, would you be safe in agreeing with me that 75% of Americanized blacks don't even know their own roots?
Yeah, I
agree with
completely agree with that. That's why I wasn't speaking for nobody other than myself when I was defending or trying to defend my stance on it.
But it's under. See, he may adopt that word, but he's clearly no nigga at all. Clearly, I mean, no, he keeps it gully. I've seen Slap's show. I've been to his. He keeps it gully all the time, but I happen to believe that a large majority of the hate that he gets or was getting at one time was from actual niggas, for real. And
of course.
What it is they know that he's nothing like that.
But no, that's
they know he's nothing like that.
To him the way I do. I speak to him like the trash they are. That's what I say on my show. And I really feel that way about him because I don't feel like there's any building with them. Everybody on this panel, but everybody on this panel I could build with, and somebody who there's a white woman. Those are the people I can't build with because they forgot there's a whole bunch of black people willing to build together because there's one white person on the panel.
That's the imposter.
On my show, Cap and Sko are the white supremacists. A Jew and a white dude that just sits in a shack and smokes weed with me. Like that's it. Like that, no control over the show. He's only timed out or banned. Like he bans the stupid trolls. He's only timed out like 2 people, and one of them was just because we was testing his card. Like, yeah, go ahead and ban him, Sko. You said you was gonna do it. Just pulling his card. So he's not a harm at all. He's more help. Like I'm sure he might be in Chris Thorne's chat room as a wrencher. He might have a mod wrench. Like he's everywhere with a wrench somehow. So it's just like for them to come at with that kind of nonsense, and they'll do it when we're having a power building show. Like we could be talking about anything. Cap will be up there talking business, and he got his own shit going. He's a Jew. You know how they get. They love their money, so I let him talk. They'll come and disrupt that. Oh, look at this coon letting this white supremacist talk. Like, what is that? And then when you punch him in the chest with some good verbals, then it's, oh, we need to come together. We need black power.
Ain't no come together.
Like, no, y'all are the destruction of the black community. Y'all are the reason that black people can't move forward. And until y'all get destroyed, there's not going to be any forward progress.
They are the true crabs. Those are the true crabs.
And I want to touch on something early.
Hold on. Just like this show we had yesterday. You would never see nobody there who Slap talking about would never had a show that we had yesterday. You would never see them talk nothing logical. Akeem, I don't know if you seen it or whatnot, but yesterday, the show was about religion, man. It was a super show, bro. You won't see nobody without common sense, or should I say black sense, or whatever the term that they use, have conversations like that because they act like they too ignorant, or they are too ignorant to have conversations like that. So, hey, I'm with Slap 100% on it. Niggas be the one trying to disrupt every good thing you got going on.
But they were programmed to do that, literally. Yeah. I almost fell over as a kid. Not quite a kid. I was in my late 20s. And I was a city college uptown, 138th Street, Spanish Harlem. And I happened to be taking some fucking elective where I had to just pick a random history class. Anyway, I took the fucking class in American history or something, and I'm reading a text about how they, like, not like text, but I mean like books, like about how slavery actually happened and how the slaves actually interacted with each other. Do you know these motherfuckers would actually fist fight? I'm talking throw down, fist fight with each other close to Christmas over whose master treated them better. Like they would, and it was to the point where it was like the first boxing matches. It was like a big deal in the South. Like they get them together and let them go at it. And they developed like what looked to me like the first gangs. Like, nah, we're with Master such and such. You Fugazi, we're with Master such and such. This is how they were. The nigga mentality was fostered to be what it is.
I don't understand that term, Fugazi. I'd have heard it before, but I don't understand that term. But
it means like whack.
Basically means fake.
Okay, Akeem wanted to say something, man. So I'm letting him say something. Go ahead, brother.
I wanted to ask everybody, do you think that there are different types of niggas? Or are they
No.
all classified in the same category?
Good question. That's a good question.
No, I really think they're all in the same category, but here's the thing. Like I was just talking about Slap. Here's someone who he can use the done language, and because of age group and from where he's coming from, because I was there, I know exactly, and even Eric, we all understand what he's talking about, but yet you clearly, when you hear him or you talk to him, you clearly know you're not talking to a nigga at all. At all. Not even close to being a nigga. Like not even remotely close. However, you know, I'm not saying like what I'm saying is he's so real that it would be impossible for him to be unreal. And when you talk to scumbags, they'll say like, if you ain't a real nigga, then you must be soft or you must be this, that. See, they're not used to his type. They're not used to this type. The type that they're thorough, as reasons 5 borough, they're thorough. Slap you in the fucking mouth. There ain't no bitches over here. But that's not an ignorant nigga at all.
Okay, let me ask a question. Slap, this is for you. And I'm being funny and I'm being serious. You hear me, Slap?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Go on and ask it.
I'm going to ask you, though. Is there a difference between niggas and hoe ass niggas?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Before we go any further,
and hoe niggas, right? I got people that you'll see me clearly go to battle, like Clifton Rainey, right? I went to battle with Clifton Rainey on YouTube when I first came to YouTube. Clifton Rainey's a nigga. Don't use no kind of common sense, no kind of logic. Like, yeah, like every so often you can have a intelligent conversation with him, but he's just there for entertainment for the most part. He's a nigga. And Lamar, them ass niggas. So what I mean by that, they'll pick on you and they'll keep on picking on you. Kind of like when your female's in heat, she don't want to tell you that she want to throw her legs up, but she gonna sit there and poke and poke all fucking day. So at the end of the day, when they start doing shit like that, that's the difference between Clifton Rainey, a nigga, and Lamar and Styles, hoe ass niggas. They do big shit. They do female shit. They do ratchet project chick shit. So when you got niggas that's doing that, there you go.
You hear the champ Eric Rumble, young man Rumble.
I tell you, put on that song Project Chick and watch them niggas get up and start dancing. That's what
Uchi Wally ass motherfuckers.
Now, Slapper, that's exactly why I asked if there is different types of niggas.
No.
Yes, I would say they're all niggas, but they're like different chapters of niggas.
Now,
different degrees.
Like you got that begging ass nigga. So it's just like basically what I'm trying to say.
Now watch this, y'all. No boo.
What's up, man?
Am I a nigga?
I mean, you stated that you're a nigga, but I wouldn't necessarily agree. Then again, you also do know yourself better than I do.
I do all types of nigga shit.
I call those nigga moments.
I have 99% of nigga moments. This is the 1% of a
But
good conversation.
Colonel Street Meaner.
Like,
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you know you have nigga moments, you know that you could change the nigga moments. I have a whole bunch of nigga moments on my show, but you see them over here, I only have a few nigga moments.
But see, this is why I say that. This is why I feel like it's different. It's different types of niggas because I know when to turn the switch on and off.
That's what I was trying to say earlier. They're all in the same group, but they're not in the same category.
And there's
It's
also
like a fucking
there's
filing cabinet. They're all in the same filing fucking cabinet, but they're not in the same folder.
With these three too. With these three, I've noticed this, and it started to irk the fuck out of me as soon as I crossed 30. For some fucking reason, and it's only Americanized. If you're an American black man, an American Latino man, an American Italian man, for some reason, when you're in the presence of a jackass and you give him what he's asking for, you go across his face or something, no matter how out of line or disrespectful or deserving he was of what you gave him, the consensus of everyone watching, even your closest pals and shit, will look at you as if you just did some niggardly shit.
Yep.
That stuns the fuck out of me. That stuns the fuck out of me.
That is a fact.
Now, to me, that is how ingrained the racist mentality is. And it's ingrained in this way, that if you supersede that shit, first of all, you're some type of traitor or something to your own, and you're looked at sideways by the so-called quote-unquote nice ones. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, if you have any dignity about you and you become incensed about something as a human, as a man, someone spit in your face literally or something, and you break their fucking jaw or something, suddenly you're a nigger again, you're a spick again, you're a wop again. Right. I don't understand how that works when I look at these quote-unquote nice people who will go batshit crazy because you charge them an extra $2 at the restaurant or something. Mm-hmm. They want to throw shit over and go crazy. Mm-hmm. No one calls the cops. No one goes crazy. No one. To me, that's entrenched racism.
That's a lot of.
You cannot tolerate the justified anger of a human being because they're black, Spanish, Italian, or an inner city white guy. You can't tolerate their justified anger. But anybody else, it's okay. Stunning.
Mm-hmm. That's how a lot of white liberals are, though. If you aren't going along,
this is what pissed them off so much with Obama and his cool, collected shit. Like, if he'd have just opened up one day and became Samuel L. Jackson, it would have been a different tune. But the fact that he stayed cool, calm, collected, they looked at him as a bigger nigga than Flavor Flav or anybody you know.
Yep.
Couldn't stand that motherfucker because of the decency. Couldn't stand it. Now, he's a president. You got people to shoot for him and shit. But I'm saying if you're a regular guy in the street, you're a gentleman. If you're a nice guy in the street, everybody here is smart. I guarantee you, if you're minding your business, doing the right thing, you're shopping or something, and some asshole goes sideways, regardless of their race. It's even better if there's someone who is black or Spanish or Italian, and they're a straight nigga. They're a straight asshole. If you pound on that motherfucker justifiably, the report, when the cops come, everyone will point their finger at you as if you are fucking, the worst of the worst.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the smarter you are, the bigger of a threat you are. I've learned that with these cocksuckers. I've learned this shit.
But you know what, man? I think.
Okay,
ask a question.
Hold on. Let me say something real quick. I'm loving this topic, man. Y'all hitting this shit with a passion. What I'm gonna say? Damn, I'm losing my train of thought. I need some focus factor or something.
Need some weed, man.
I probably do.
You gotta write that shit down when you come up with it.
I know, bro. I'm gonna have to, man. I've been doing this shit for a while now. Clovis, do you have anything else you want to say real quick? Because I'm gonna let them say what they want to say, and I'm gonna switch up the topic real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of this. I'm sitting here cringing every time you guys say the N-word. I'm sorry, it's derogatory towards me. I don't like it. I don't think it's right people use it, no matter what the reason is for. It was put on the black people back in the slave days. Why do you want to go back there far? Why do you want to step back? So I just don't get the N word being
We
used.
agree,
It's the
Mark
same
Stein.
to me. It's the
You
same
want me,
to me.
you want me
You
to
know,
answer
just
the question?
like, you know, well, just like, okay, the Indians. The Indian women, when they, all this back in the day, were taken by soldiers, you know, generals and all this such, as princesses, which they were slaves and used for sex and used for slavery. Okay, you can call me a cracker, you can call me a bitch, you can call me anything you want to call me. Don't call me princess. See, that's the problem we have out there. People have an issue with being called something. Like black people don't want white people calling them that word.
You can
Indians
call me
don't
that.
like that. No, I will not call you that. See, that's the difference. See, I don't
No.
like that word.
No. I'm saying like I don't have an issue with you calling me that because it's just a word, and off of the premise of I use the word on an everyday basis, and I'm not a hypocrite.
Well, she's putting her finger on the passion of it.
But I respect the fact that
Thank
you
you,
don't like
Julius.
the word, and you would never call me that.
She's
Hell
putting
no,
it.
and
I
I'm
hear
gonna,
you.
I'm gonna, people say that. I've found some white people, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. You people talk about the problem in your hood, in the white ghettos. They're teaching their little babies to call people N words, and it's like, why do you do
Yes,
that?
they are.
Yeah,
I
Yes,
call it
they
out.
are.
If the fight happens, it happens.
that's true.
Why do you do that? When you don't even
I'll
have,
tell
you
you
don't
why.
even know. I
It's
would go for it.
it's for the same reason that Eric was pointing out. The little boy who's being raised to be some type of half fag, and in a few years he'll think he's a gangster. It's the same reason. It's low class
It's fucked up.
scumbags.
It's fucked up,
Period.
Julie.
It's gutter. So the passion that she just put a finger on is just like there was a time not too long ago, possibly everyone's grandmothers or great grandparents at least were small children when this happened, that Native Americans or anyone of Native American descent were called savages.
Yeah,
Now, we are here in 2016, 2017. We've made this people back up from the whole continent, fuck country, the whole continent. They've been forced to back up. Then we finally got to the point where we gave them a couple of plots of land and some casinos and turned them all into junkies and alcoholics, a lot of them and shit, and said, fuck it, they're fine. Now we're encroaching upon that. Which, you know, what is Standing Rock, whatever, the pipeline, we're encroaching on that. This is what we did. We brought surface to air missiles. Military guys, you know what I'm talking about. There's no reason to use a SAM in America. Somebody got planes, thugs got planes these days. We brought surface to air missiles to the protest to intimidate and further basically put the exclamation mark on, you're still a fucking savage to us. Fuck you. And since January 1st, everything is rolling right along. So what I'm saying is when people get incensed at a word in other races, not the scumbags, not the idiots, the bandwagoners, which is 80% of what you see, but when you hear the reasonable people like us and the overly intellectuals, the Dr. West's of the world and all of that, when you're hearing them and the George Lopez's and everybody speak on shit, they have a point because they're identifying what an enemy, not all white people, the enemy within the white race and blacks too and Spanish too, a lot of Uncle Toms running around. They're identifying that they're trying to take you back and look at you and treat you in a way that is inhuman. If you think that that's a far stretch, go ask the nation that was protesting for months, even through the winter, over the pipeline. Because they all got told, get on the bus or go to jail. Fuck you. Basically, savage, i.e. nigger. Now, this is why people get incensed over the word and go crazy. And when you look at, like, for a long time, like, you had a lot of, I got a corpsman and a diver. They're both Native American. Like, straight up. Like, you can see it and everything. Like, and we've always been cool over the years. And I remember having these discussions with him. And I remember one time, Jay chimed in and he said, well, why don't, Latinos and why don't blacks, why don't you guys just calm down, just step back, like, don't go crazy over everything. And it got silent because we looked at him, and even though he's a friend, at that moment we looked at a Native American brother and we're like, if anything, you should be more pissed off than we are. You got your whole continent snatched from you, your whole continent. And then we said, okay, well, maybe, you know, they feel that way because they've been given a certain amount of land and they've been given casinos, and maybe they're just like, fuck it, bygones be bygones, we're on the come up. That was almost 10 years ago. I got calls from him all last year about this Standing Rock shit. He couldn't fucking believe it. Yeah, the words matter. And they really matter when you don't bitch about it. They'll show you their real face 100 and something years later when they put surface-to-air missiles on the road and start sicking dogs on people in the middle of the winter and say, fuck you. And ain't nobody coming. That's why.
I just want to say one thing.
Yeah, I want you to say the last thing, and I want to switch it up a little bit, and we can get on out of here. And again, man, thank y'all. Thank the chat, man. The chat, y'all fucking awesome, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, this ain't the original content I want to get on here and say. I'm going to say a whole lot of shit, but something about the word nigga just caught everybody's attention. So, you know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Eric. Say what you got to say, man. I'm going to switch it up a little bit because Akeem ain't never really about pen, and never really about pen, but probably about once or twice. You probably make his third or fourth time been on there, and I really want to hear his point of view of what I'm gonna say next. So go ahead, brother.
Okay, you know what? The thing about it is that I think, and I really think this, and it's on the defense. Y'all can get at me any way you want, but I think that what we're doing to us, majority of black people in America, what we're doing to each other is genocidal.
Okay.
Think about it. Think about what we've been doing.
Cannibalistic.
From I'll put it this way: from the 80s with crack on forward, look what we've been doing to each other. How many more young girls are not only getting impregnated and by random boys and random men, but now what are they doing? So, you know, you got a young chick. She's got a little boy. She's nude, and she's got this boy straddling her. You understand what I'm saying? You got the rappers, you know, faking the game as though they were in it when they were never in it, but they get paid.
No, it's our culture, son. It's our culture, son.
Hey. Let him finish.
Oh, I'm making a joke.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, and this is what I'm saying though. But see, Julius, you joking, joke. But guess what? A lot of brothers and sisters are saying just that.
Yeah, they are. Yes, they are. Like fools.
You understand what I'm saying? And this shit is genocidal because we're not moving up, we're moving back. Okay? And then you got certain pockets and certain hoods in the states, particularly the major cities, and we killing each other like it's all right.
You understand? 1000% agree. And I'll further say that type of non-vigilance, laziness, true cooning, to, you know, shit on all of the blood that was spilled in the 50s and 60s of everybody that made all these rights possible. That this type of bullshit is why you see people so boldly doing Nazi salutes today and so boldly saying, well, it's First Amendment, and why can't I say fucking, and why can't I? So what? No, that was the Klan back then. That's not us today. This is why you see all this wishy-washy bullshit. Because of these motherfuckers who were running around. My generation, namely, running around, you know, everything is cool, everything's everything, that's all in the past, all in, you know, everything. I watched, along with you and the nation a couple of weeks ago, a mother get ripped out of her house and deported. I watched another family run into a church like this is France in the Middle Ages for sanctuary out this bitch. And I watched the threat to send, you know, National Guard troops through quote unquote violent neighborhoods, a threat of martial law, and I don't hear a peep, crickets. If you'd have mentioned this shit when any of us were young in the late 80s, early 90s, pandemonium. Today, they're almost applauding for it. That's the result of the genocide that the gentleman just spoke on. That's the result. Keep laughing. Keep chucking and jiving. It's still a fucking game, right? Keep it the fuck up. You're going to lose this entire country. Fuck your culture.
Way to end that. Who they just talking? Who they just talking? Who was it?
That was me.
Okay, go ahead. Make quick. Make quick.
I can tell you why the whole Nazi salute thing and it's freedom of speech thing is so prevalent now. It's because over time, liberalism has slowly but surely been peeking its head out. Now it's out in the open, and they won't openly mention the fact that, yeah, you got that First Amendment right, but it also says as long as you don't infringe upon someone else's happiness. So if you can say some bullshit that I don't like, you need to be disciplined for it because I can't do the same thing to you.
I don't know. That's a gray area.
But they failed to mention the ending of the First Amendment. Everybody always stops
Yes,
with
they do.
I have the freedom of speech, but nobody ends it with the rest of the amendment.
Okay.
And that's why the double standard will always be there.
This is what I'm gonna do right here because you just said something I came really good old point, and then Liv just said it's a gray area. So we're gonna end the show off talking about retaliation. You know what I'm saying? The rules and the regulations of retaliation.
Nice.
If there's a such thing as a rule and regulation to retaliation. But let me change this up a little bit right now. I did a show probably a few weeks back called, and I got Noble here too, so I'm glad he on it too. He could talk about it too. I did a show called Prejudice versus Racism. What is the difference? That was a good show too. That was a good show too. You know what I'm saying? But of course, when you talk about shit like that, the pro-blacks don't like that shit. So they came and started fucking with me. But it's all good though. It's all good. Let them come. So Akeem, your opinion, brother. This will be the first time I hear you speak about it. Then I'm going to Noble, man. Racism versus prejudice. Is there a difference, and what is the difference to you?
To answer that question, if I'm going off of the definition of both words, I would have to say they're slightly different. And I say slightly with like a tiny segment of leeway.
Okay.
Because you can be prejudiced to anybody.
Okay.
That's true.
And it don't matter what race it is.
Right.
But racism in general can be full blown just off solely on race.
Mm-hmm.
So it in a sense it's the same thing, but it's a tiny gray area of where it could be different.
Okay. Ooh, okay. Cool. Noble, you got it, brother.
Yeah. There's a difference between prejudice and racism in the fact that racism is a form of prejudice, and also racism is concentrated on a specific group.
Mm-hmm.
Prejudice applies to like specific groups, but anyone can get it.
Gotcha.
Like you can't be racist against mixed people, but you can be prejudiced against them. Also, racism has different aspects to it, like systematic racism, where there are systems implemented to discriminate, to negatively discriminate against certain people.
This is
Whereas prejudice, there's no such thing as systematic prejudice.
Right.
So racism is a lot more complex than prejudice.
Kid is sharp, man.
Right. That's why I like when he come on the show. That's why I like when Noble come on the show, man. He's mellow. He get right to the point. He don't go all off the handle, talking loud and shit. I'm not saying Akeem does it. I'm not saying Akeem does it either. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he keeping it.
I want to thank him
for the most part.
I want to thank him for giving a better definition than I could, because I really couldn't. I couldn't find the exact words to say. Like, and I didn't want to say some shit and be completely wrong.
Hey, you know what, bro? Look. I want you. This is about my show right here. Everybody know this, and I'm keep saying this on my show, dude. Me ain't no such thing as no wrong answer. You know what I'm saying? If you fall, that's what other people are here to pick you up on.
But shit,
you know what I'm saying?
I'd rather avoid the fall altogether. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I honestly feel like, and this should apply to everybody, if you're not sure about an answer or you're not well versed on the specific topic, you shouldn't give a full blown directive answers if you know what the fuck you're talking about. As soon as you get proved wrong, you look like a dumbass.
But hold on, okay. I feel you when you say that. But then again, man, that's all about your mindset because, man, you should have seen the show yesterday, Dan. You saying that, Dan, because we had a lady named Corrine on here and we got on the subject about religion. And Slap went in like a motherfucker. I mean, he went. I ain't never heard that man go in so hard before, other than that dude he did a couple of weeks ago. And you know what I'm saying? And she took it like that at first. You know what I'm saying? She thought she was being attacked, but she said she had to sit back and listen to what everybody was saying. And what she did, she just started taking notes. And
now you notice. You said she felt like she was attacked. Did this conversation?
Nah, I came in on fire.
Yeah, you heard how Slap came.
I came on saying you. Yeah, I came on saying you, and it sounded like I was attacking her specifically, and I just meant, you know, the people that, you know, are following the same, you know, shit she was following.
No,
so,
I feel that. But
it sounded, yeah, I came in intimidating. She had every right to do it.
No. I feel it. But like when this topic arose, did it turn from a regular topic to a debate when Slapper came in? Because if it did, and Slapper proved her wrong, now she looked like a jackass, and she had to sit back and listen and be like, "Oh shit, I was wrong." She
thought Slap attacked her, and I had to get her on the phone, and she was crying. She was ready to go off the panel.
Oh,
and I said, "Girl, yeah, let me
Whoa.
explain. I knew something was wrong with her, and I called her and I said, "You okay?" And she says, "He's attacking me." I said, "No, he's not. You got to understand, Slap. He's an atheist, honey." She goes, "Oh." So I told her, I said, "You need thicker skin, baby, because it ain't all about you. Now you get your butt back up there and you talk like you're supposed to."
Oh, now she ain't tell me all that. Now she was messaging me, but she ain't tell me all that though. But she just told me she did feel like she was being attacked. But then I guess it was you, Dan, who made her sit back and listen.
Yes.
To what was going on. Okay, well, thank you.
I told her to take notice, but stand her ground and stay on her beliefs. But you got to understand about Slap. He's atheist, sweetheart. Because I tried to tell her in Facebook, you know, he's the big A. And she question mark, what's the big A? And then I noticed she was real quiet and something just told me something's wrong. So I called her. I said, "You okay?" And she was crying. She goes, "He's attacking me." And I said, "No, sweetheart, he's not attacking you. He's talking about the issue." So see, Slap, I had your back, man.
Slap, I asked you the same thing, brother. The difference between racism and prejudice, bro. Go ahead.
Damn, why you what? Shit, I should have been before the last dude, man.
Oh, my fault.
My fault. Shit, I'm over here like, please don't ask me. Please don't ask me. Only thing I can say, yeah, based on what he said, though, the systematic racism, that's something that really does exist. I don't think it's to the extent where people should be complaining white supremacy everywhere. Thing that really does exist, you know, strength in numbers. If they got the numbers to pull it off, they're gonna do it. So, you know, that's there. But, you know, that's to me one of the major things that could separate prejudices from racism. Like, I'm prejudiced against everybody. I'm not even gonna bullshit. You hear me on my show, I say all kinds of shit and I don't hold back. And it's just, you know, equal opportunity fucking prejudice. I'm not gonna say one thing about one person or one race that I'm not gonna say about the next. So, you know, it's just
salute to that.
Kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like what we was talking about. It's based on class with me. So with me, I have prejudices against poor motherfuckers that don't want better. You hear me speak about that shit all the time. Because, like, sometimes we call
away from me.
But yeah, like, exactly. I'm one of those people. Like, I don't care if I only got $3 for a full month. Like, I'm gonna make that $3 work. If you got $5 and you can't make it work for a day, you know, get the fuck from around me. So it's just like, I know I have my
contagious ass motherfucker.
There's a difference, but, you know, we don't have enough people. Like, we don't have enough people here in America collectively to have like systematic racism where we could be like, nah, these motherfuckers ain't getting this job. Like, we could open a black business, but it's such a small number of black businesses here at the moment that it wouldn't really even make a mark if we told them they couldn't come.
And the only thing close to black business, black business, the only thing we got.
I got the baby.
Okay. Only thing we got close to black business. Only thing we got close to black businesses down here in Memphis is the Africans, or whatever you want to call them, taking over our gas stations. Now, new folks is coming together and do all this shit.
It's not the same.
But
they don't like you. I'm telling you.
Oh, you said the African?
Yes, definitely.
I'm telling you right now. Hey,
No.
I'm too
Listen what I
close to
said.
Harlem. I grew up around the motherfuckers. They are worse than racist white people, to be honest.
If you listen to what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? They the closest that we come into blacks owning any damn thing or running them damn things. Them damn Africans coming out here running that goddamn gas stations.
Let me ask you, Chris. Chris, can I ask you?
And I remember one time, hold on, bro. And I remember one time I went into one of them gas stations. I knew the dude kind of a little something. He said, hey, man, you big money, man. Let me borrow money. I told him, shit, y'all don't want to take it to the gas station. Let me buy something. Fuck you mean? Give us some free gas. Shit, you can afford it? Shit, fuck you talking about?
But in that essence, you have to blame Americanized black people for that. Because we have the ability to come together and own black businesses. They just choose not to.
Gotcha.
Well, they've made attempts, but there's always been they've made attempts, but usually when they made the attempts back before we were born, 60s, 70s, whatever, Black Wall Street, all that shit. When they usually someone ran into like a Malcolm X type situation, crabs in a barrel. Like it's inevitable. I go back to that judge, that Supreme Court judge said that it likely will not be undone.
Lived, you said you got.
Yeah, I did. I had a question for you.
Go ahead,
so, because I'm hard on these motherfuckers. Like,
okay,
I grew up here in this city. I've watched them come for my whole life, and they always come with the dashiki wearing motherfuckers with all the shit on their head and everything. and hey, I make it perfectly. Like, the older I got, I started seeing it for what it is, and they pride themselves on making a very clear distinction in the 80s and 90s how they are not like us, meaning anyone who looks tan of skin. Now they do it even more today, but I'm saying when they first came, they tried to come with that noble righteous shit, like not noble on this panel. I'm saying the word noble. No, you know what I'm saying? My bad, bro. I had to catch myself there.
Yeah, I just thought about that. Yeah.
Let me put it, they came with that overly righteous, fake righteous shit, that they are, more distinguished and different and more rooted and all of this. They're the biggest scumbags on earth.
Scumbags.
They tend to be into that satanic type shit. They always got some type of shit with them. And here's my question to you. In the South, where you are, where you see them,
okay,
have you found, because we have white people like that here, but they're hidden or they're upstate in Long Island or something. Have you found that when you see them in your community in the South, where you guys can very quickly see a racist person from a non-racist person usually, have you seen that they got like fur on their tongue? They're always boot licking with these racist gray coats and shit, like they pearly whites and everything, just the nicest people. Have you seen that?
Who? I mean, as far as what? Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about?
The so-called, as they call themselves, the original blacks, the Africans or whatever, that are moving in.
Do I see them licking boots? That what you're saying?
In other words, they're like they're ass kisses when it comes to the people who will call everybody else niggas, spick, this, that, and the other. But with those type of people, like they try to be chummy chum with them.
I see you here.
To be honest, Liv, I have not seen that. Maybe I just ain't ran into the right place yet where they do that, but I haven't seen it.
Maybe I'm wrong. Like, I don't know.
I haven't seen it yet, but hold on. I'm in Memphis now. You got a whole lot of other cities and states, but I'm in Memphis. I haven't seen it, so somebody else can say so.
I see it all across Michigan.
I haven't seen that in Texas.
I know I'm not fucking crazy.
I think it's the difference in cultural climate between the North and the South.
Okay.
They love making that distinction, almost like Caribbeans. They love making that distinction. And it got to the point where I would call them on the shit. I'm like, you're fucking right. There's a big distinction. Screaming Eagles over here. Now, stop talking to me, because they try to get pissy with you once. I told one motherfucker one day, Hakuna Matata, motherfucker, speak English. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Get out my face. Like, this is how they are. Hey, we call a spade a spade. I'm not perfect. I'm just telling you my point of view, man. I've seen these motherfuckers. I'm telling you.
Hey, but you know what, Lived it? You're not lying, dude, because that's just like I say about the Mexicans. For some reason, when they see us come in, they talk that gibberish shit. wherever that shit they be talking, you know what I'm saying? But then getting around other people, you know what I'm saying? They want to speak English and shit. So I don't know what the motherfuckers be talking about us or whatever the case may be. But you know, I'd have seen that too, man. But
when they first came to this, they wound up in Harlem, parts of the Bronx, Michigan, shit like this. Them talking like ochenta, like the 80s and shit. Now they spread out. And what I'm telling you is from what I remember, and as you just heard someone from Michigan chime in, this is how they are. Like they've always been that way. Someone mentioned the Moors who originally made the slaves happen when they were chopping off arms and shit.
Right.
You know, who people were enslaved in Africa before it was just transit, literally being transferred from being slaves there to slaves here. It was always that. Fuck them. I have no.
It's true, especially those motherfuckers on the coast.
Fuck
on that western coast. They weren't shit.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I know.
Let me bring this thing to an end. We're gonna bring up this last segment, and I'm gonna shut this thing down and give me a little cat nap before I gotta go into the other.
I'm sorry, I woke up a little pissed off today.
You good, bro?
I'll explain.
You good, man? You know what I'm saying? Hey, you sound like you let out some of that passion on this show, but I like it though. I like it. No complaints from me, brother. No complaints. Like I said, Akeem said something about if you disrespect me, if I'm saying the right, correct me if I'm wrong, brother. If you disrespect me, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna allow that because I can't do it to you. And which made me bring up this last segment of the show about retaliation. In y'all opinions, what is the rules and regulations or retaliations? Or is there such thing as right and wrong in retaliation? Do you feel that you should retaliate against people that did shit to you? Can you start off first, bro? Okay.
He's muted.
That man is gone as fuck.
Well, no, but how about you, bro? I'll let you start off, bro. How about you?
It depends on if you're actually trying to destroy your enemy or if you're trying to gain a foothold by retaliating.
Okay.
Because if you're just trying to destroy your enemy, then there shouldn't be any there shouldn't be any areas that you should capitulate. You should consider every route.
My man is a student of the Book of Five Rings.
Wait up, but I want to hear him answer this though. I want to hear him answer this, and I like that. So by that logic you said, and that's a damn good explanation, bro. Why do jobs have it that you cannot retaliate? If you got somebody that comes and fucking with you, and you know you got some jobs, you do go to the boss, they handle it. A lot of times they don't. Mm-hmm. But when you constantly going telling them, hey, this person fuck with me, they saying shit I don't like, and bosses don't do anything about it, then what should be the next step?
You call corporate. Ooh. And if that doesn't work, then you let them become the catalyst of their own demise.
Okay, got you.
Because you don't put yourself in jeopardy for a jackass.
No, I didn't even know I muted my mic.
Oh, okay, go ahead. You got it.
Because I dead ass started talking, and I'm like, wait a minute, how this nigga just cut me off? But
damn it, Akeem.
I know, right?
my answer to that is such a thing. It's how you directly feel about retaliation. Like, I don't tolerate disrespect from nobody. Like male or female, I don't have any picks. Like, I consider Nobu like a brother. Nobu could spit in my face. I love him. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we gonna figure it out in the holding tank.
Mm-hmm. If you beat my ass because I spit in your face, I understand though.
I don't like in that moment. I don't know. I'm gonna look at him like, yo, you're my brother. I love you, but you just violated. I don't know what's gonna happen.
If I do something that disrespectful, I deserve, and I expect to get my ass kicked.
Okay, something like that. Yeah.
So I think it's a perception thing, like how you personally feel in retaliation should be perfectly fine. I don't think there should be a yo, you were wrong for that, because you can't tell somebody how to react to something.
Exactly.
Sly, you want to go ahead? If I get to anybody else, you want to go ahead? Wait, would you slap? I don't even know why I'm asking slap that, because he retaliated like a motherfucker. So why am I asking that?
I didn't get to finish on my segment.
Oh, my fault. Go ahead. My fault, bro. My fault.
It's all good. In terms of systematic retaliation, like if you were to teach your children to move a certain way, to get rid of certain stigmas or to build their own foundation for a family unit, in spite of what your people might be stereotyped as, I think there's definitely rules for engagement.
Okay.
And there's definitely some things that you would have to have them do, like become a part of the system, become police officers, doctors, lawyers, etc.
There you
Politicians.
go. That I agree with you 100% on that, Noble. That's what I'm saying. It's about building up the talented tenant. Before I was talking about it, okay? And the thing about it is that we destroy our talented, the majority of us destroy our talented tenant. Those smart kids, the nerd kids, okay? The ones that study science and math and what have you from the early stages of school, okay? Those ones who might want to grow up and be president, a congressman, a doctor, or lawyer, or an astronaut, as Noble was talking about. That's the point of engagement. You start them off young. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, this is the hood, okay? This is where we are. But guess what? Okay, you got 2 points. You got 2 points of retaliation. You got to retaliate against those niggas in the hood that want you to join them, that I'm not going to allow you to join. Okay? On top of that, then outside the hood, when you're trying to get up there, okay, you also going to have stumbling blocks. You're going to be tested. And every level. And when you're in school, it's the same thing. You get the bullying. Also, you get the teachers. You get the teachers who have, how can I say, they form their own typology.
Yep.
Of certain students, and this sometimes can be dependent upon race. Sometimes it's not dependent upon race. It's dependent upon the neighborhood that you live in.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're expected
What
to
the
be a
teachers
thug.
know about that neighborhood. They expect you to be a thug. They expect you to be lower mental. You understand what I'm saying? They don't expect you to be mentally tough.
They used to say, "Don't be uppity."
And this is why
That's right. Yeah.
And this is why I said.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is why I said people with this type of mindset need to isolate themselves from the other ones.
They do.
One of the
and it's a prime example for everybody in here that's in the military. Y'all know about stock parties. When somebody in your platoon, when somebody in your platoon was fucking up, and everybody else was getting.
They need correction.
We fucked them up, and it made them
correction.
Okay.
Yeah. But see the thing about it is, though, the rules for retaliation has to come from the parents.
Yes.
Definitely.
And something that I believe that we should drive home is, and this is where previous generations fucked up, you don't take that militant mindset and put it in your child's mind, because once you do that, you turn into an emotional being, and by militant mindset I mean like the outspoken, the boisterous mindset that tells you to yell everything that you're going to do before you do it. Like, this isn't a fucking anime. You have to be strategic about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
Clovis, you want to get your word in?
Oh, sometimes in some situations, retaliation can cause escalation. And you have to really think about when you're going to retaliate against. If it's something at work, you need to have your mindset knowing what the rules are, what's going to happen to you if you go to a boss about somebody. But in life in general, look at what's been going on. You know, I've been getting attacked. I kept my mouth quiet for a long time because I knew retaliation would only escalate the situation. I did a different way about it. I went a whole different way about it. A bunch of us did. And, you know, and like the young man said, it takes the parents to have like a militant set. My 3 boys are grown and they have not ever been in trouble with the police. They have never been in trouble with it. I don't get into their business when they're grown, but they come ask me for money, then I'm all up in their business. But you know, the 2 girls here, they have rules they have to live by, and they know that. You break them rules, and it's all over. I'm going to be all up in your ass. Because, see, this is what parents need to teach their children first, to stop all this shit. You fuck up. Go ahead.
Can I borrow some money, Mom?
Fuck you. Anyway.
Gotta use that star card, killer.
I know, right?
But this is what I've always taught my kids, and this is what a lot more parents should. If you fuck up, I'm gonna stand behind you, make you do what's right. But if you turn around and you're right, your mama's gonna be there fighting that battle all the way. And that's what parents should do. But they also need to teach their kids. My boys, they love all colors. They are not prejudiced people. They love all colors. And you know, and that's my little girls. I had a black man trying to tell me on Twitter, you prejudiced and you know it. Why is it they got to push the issue when you're not prejudiced? Or
because some black people want white people to be prejudiced.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
they want that confirmation.
He asked me a question. He asked me a question. He said, okay, well, let me ask you a question then. I said, okay. He goes, what are you going to do if your daughter comes home with a black man? I said, I ain't got no problem with that. If he is in school or he's educating himself and he is respectful, walking in my door and respectful to his family, and he ain't in no hood doing drugs and doing all, I don't have a problem with him walking in my door and being my son-in-law one day.
Okay.
The man shut up and left me alone. So see, that's people got to get a different mindset in life.
You know what?
This prejudice is racism.
You know
honestly,
what?
I feel like he was trying to trick you out of your position too.
Right, Close, you are so right. And I'm gonna get the last word because, like I said, I don't even know why I asked Slap because he retaliated like a motherfucker. He already let you know you fuck with certain things that's close to him, you fucked up for life. You know, and he's shown it. He's shown it. So, so I'm gonna get the last word on this one and Close. You are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You know, it's some about us. You know, we want to holler racism, but we provoke it and we push it. Just to use the term again. Think about this: how many times people of my color done whooped on somebody because they was a Trump supporter, which I think that's the stupidest shit that I ever seen. You whooping on somebody because they're a Trump supporter. Because at the end, once you get through whooping their ass, Trump's still president. He's still president.
Yep. You ain't solved the damn thing.
Exactly. And then on top of that, you record it and put it on social media. And then when you go to jail, you turn around and say, it's the white man's fault I went to jail. The stupidest shit that I ever heard. Stupidest shit that I ever seen. So Close, I can rock with you.
Yeah, the shit crazy because
go ahead, folks.
They'll say it's the white man's fault that you in jail. And
exactly.
then when you say you recorded the shit, so you gave yourself up. Well, the white man controlled the internet and he made the internet. Well, nigga, still you did it. You had a choice not to record yourself and put yourself on Front Street.
Yep.
My point exactly.
No snitching. How you talking about no snitching on time, but videotape yourself snitching.
Exactly. That's the stupidest shit. That's the stupidest shit. Yeah, that's stupid shit. Hey, we ain't got no snitching rule. But these fucking phones snitching on you all goddamn day.
So
they snitching on you all damn day.
So when it comes to the overall topic, it's a deep one. But I think when we break it down to the last example given, what happens is, again, we have reasonable people, those of us who get deflected by the bullshit. So someone who records themselves fighting with a protester over something that they have no control over and probably have even less information about is equivalent to watching any video of any buzzard who's twerking right now or some skinny jean wearing cocksucker who's doing any other dumb shit. Why make that? Why should we as reasonable people use the bottom of the barrel and let them lead the conversation?
Exactly.
But that's exactly my point. But that's my point in this topic right here. It doesn't make any sense to even consider, as Tommy would say, the snack pack thrower. Why should, but what everybody does all the time, we do this, we, the reasonable, the non-racist, the non-morons, what we do, our gripe, our problem is we always point to the corner at the bottom of the barrel and say, look at what they're doing, this, that, fuck them. Fuck them. Like they have no, the example you gave with the Trump, the morons who do that couldn't tell you the first thing about any of the major political issues or what's going on, anything. They just know it's some shit popping off and they want to be part of it. Fuck them. All good things get hijacked by these imposters because for every one of us there's at least 30 of them.
Right.
So why focus on that? It doesn't make sense to me.
Exactly. And on that note, people, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much, man. This has been another good ass show. Slap, salute to your brother. Much respect as always, man. Noble, man, it's always a pleasure to have you on, brother. Always a pleasure, man. Make yourself more available, man, because I love it when you're on, brother.
I'm always working whenever you
I am too, bro. That's why I do them at random. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? Just so happened, you know what I'm saying, I didn't have to do nothing this morning. Akeem, salute to you, my guy. You know what I'm saying? You hit some hard facts on this subject, man. You make your way back this way too, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah, that's why I said earlier, like, yo, what the fuck you doing on so early?
I know, right?
Normally when you do a stream, I be at work and you do a stream, so I'm saying if I come in, it's just to listen. I don't be saying shit.
Right, and of course Eric lived at Clovis. Yeah, of course, y'all three, man. You know, I fuck with y'all strong. So y'all always come in and make the show what it is, man. So appreciate y'all.
It's you, man.
Huh?
It's you, man. It's you. It's your thing, man. You know, you
what it
is, man. You know what I'm saying? It starts with you, Chris.
Indeed.
That way, but it starts with you, man.
You got us on here from New York to Western Europe, where Eric said, Boston.
Well, I'll take
Missouri.
I'll take that.
You woke up the country.
Right, I'll take that, man. But here's the thing, man. Like I said, if it weren't for y'all, it won't be me. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? The support gotta help me grow. The support gotta help me from the stage of crawling to walking. And like I said, he was Slap gave me some good advice because at first I wouldn't even put that donation link out there. It was him that made me start putting it out there. That man said, you know, I see what you're saying, Chris, but you never know what you're missing, bro. If people like your shit, then salute to you. Right, Slap?
Yep.
He said, people like your stuff, man. Don't look at it like that. You ain't got the status for it. If people like your content, they would donate. And he started off and people just start coming in and doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. But like I said, if it weren't for y'all, man, it won't be no Chris Thorns, man. It won't be no Team Chris, man. So I appreciate y'all and these good people we have on the panel. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? I didn't expect the conversation to go this cordial because the way Akeem and Slap was going back and forth, man, I thought they finna be raging bulls.
Nah, that was just because we was trying to type. We was trying to type our points out. You know how I get you only got so many characters.
Right.
You trying to use the right word. And so I was like, man, come on, man. You got to open the line.
Right, man. I thought y'all finna
because I got the point. No, I did get the point he was making. And the only point I was making is, like, basically I'm making a word that a lot of people are making a fuss about a word that's not even in the dictionary that they base all their words off of. Mm-hmm. But I did get the point he was making. And, like, don't get me wrong. I do agree with y'all's side on the whole where it came from, you know, the origin from there. I don't 100% agree on that, but I do agree to a point where I myself have tried to stop using nigga to the point I had a nigga jaw that every time I would say it, I'd put $1 in. And then when I moved to the apartment I'm in now, I just ended up misplacing it.
Damn. Damn.
Like I do get the points. I may speak from an alternate view, but yeah, at the end of the day, I relate to what y'all are saying, and I do fully understand where y'all are coming from with y'all's arguments.
Yeah,
Slap, what does that say behind you, man? Free nipple?
Free the nipple, yeah, because when I be on my show, I be asking them to send me tip pics. So,
I told you he's thorough.
Slap.
Yeah, and to piggyback off what Slapper said, like it is really only so many characters you can type in the YouTube
I know.
tag and shit.
I know.
And I'm trying to use big words, but I can't make a long ass statement, so I gotta simplify shit.
Because you know
then
what?
I gotta put my shit. I gotta make sure my shit in all caps, so you focus on my shit.
Right. And you know what? That's why I was kind of hesitant to do it today. I said, man, them niggas going there in their chat room. I don't know how this shit gonna go. It ain't gonna go good. Man, you know what I'm saying?
Like Livbit said though. You had 2 black men up here. You ain't had 2 niggas up here.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, I'm a nigga.
Not in that moment though. Like you said earlier, we came to that agreement. It's a bunch of nigga moments. You say you have what, 99% of nigga moments a day? So shit.
Right.
didn't have a nigga moment when you was on this panel, so there you
That's
go.
right,
Respect
Slap.
black man.
Right.
And you know what, Slap?
Right.
I ain't even pay attention to that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody had a nigga mom on here. We took the nigga out of us in this conversation. But I'm pretty much sure once it's gone, we finna go back to our niggerism. So you
It's
know,
already there. It's already back. It's already back.
Oh yeah, as soon as I walk into my job, I'm about to be on some super nigga shit. I'm gonna be in my section blasting Kevin Gates and doing dumb shit all night.
Right. And you know what, Chloe, I was kind of hesitating to let you on too. Cause I like, man, I don't know. Chloe won't none of this. I don't think she won't none of this, but she did good.
No. You know me.
She did good. She did good. You know, I was saying, what can she talk on this? She don't want none of this. And I asked her, Clovis, you sure you want on? She like, hell yeah. She said, hell yeah.
Oh shit, and to address Clovis, like as far as Nobu, like I know he don't like to be called a nigga, so I try my hardest not to say it, even though it's like a natural thing for me to say on an everyday basis. And I know that you don't like the word nigga, so I'll try my hardest when I'm on the panel with you not to say it.
Oh, thank you. And I want every one of you motherfuckers to run laps because you all up in here saying it after we got done. So
yeah, but you heard it more today because of Chris's topic. Like you don't hear Eric or me or anybody. You know what I mean? Like it's because of the topic, and we had to.
Right.
It was mostly guys, and we had to keep it gully. Like I don't feel like holding it back from you because of race. Primarily, I'd feel like holding it back because you know, I know this is sexist, but because you're female. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not supposed to talk salty around chicks too much. Like, you know what I'm saying?
When you tell me what cracker really was, you know, what the word generated from, and it ain't a piece of food, it's actually the crack of the whip. Now I have a problem with the word. Thank you.
You know what? I actually did a show called Racial Slurs.
He brought it up.
Yeah, I actually had a show that I did called Racial Slurs, and when Bree was over here, we pulled up a list of all kind of racial slurs. And I'm like, shit, some of these words I ain't ever heard before. And I was like, goddamn. So I did go back and find that list that we found and did that show on, you know, because they had a whole lot of crazy shit on there. There was slur words, you know.
Come to Ozone Park, Queens. We'll have people in Mississippi like, word? Are you serious?
Chris, if you want, I can send you a link that can give you every racial slur and actually the background of how
I appreciate it,
programs us.
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate it. Well, I do a part two. I do a part two to that show then. I do a part two. But anyway, y'all audience, y'all the best. Appreciate y'all, man. Much respect to everybody on the panel. Another damn good show, and much respect to Slap again. Slap came in there and dropped the mid-zyke.
Twice.
Yeah, twice. He did it twice. He did it yesterday and he did it today. Like I said, man, these whole ass niggas can't they can't fuck with this, bro. They can't fuck with this, bro. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, love y'all. Catch y'all next stream. Peace.
Oh shit, wait. Hey, before we go, everybody in the panel and everybody watching, follow me on Instagram. I got 6,343 followers. I'm trying to get 7,000. Follow me on Instagram, bwa.aceblack.
Hey, post it in a chat. I think you Amar now. Post it in chat.
All right, man. I gotta open YouTube again. God damn it.
No promotion.
Hey, you know, I mean, you know, the chat stay open for like 5 or 10 minutes to shut down, you know, and stay open like 5 or 10 minutes before it shut down, man. But anyway, y'all, matter of fact, no, Slap, you know what to do, man.
Chill. Peace, holla, one.
Peace, holla, one. All right, y'all, catch y'all next stream. Appreciate it.